Hey, Yashika Cherry, the lifestylist, coming to you with a little nightcap. Okay, today I had a life lesson revealed to me. As you know, it's always wise to look for lessons in the life that we live. Lessons are all around us, and as it pertains to growth and creating the life that we want, and waking up every single day and being extremely happy and healthy and living our best. It is vital that we look for lessons in everything. So, quick story. My oldest son signed an official 4-year scholarship, athletic scholarship to the University of Maryland, okay? This has been a long-awaited day for him. I mean, he has dreamed about this day since the day he picked up a football, all right? He has dreamed on playing at a high major level, and it's all he's talked about. And so, today was that day. He made it official. I'm so proud of him. But that's not the lesson. All right. I'm extremely proud of him. But that's not the lesson. The lesson is this. Okay. My son had a vision of how he wanted this process to be carried out. So prior to signing today and having the ceremony, we had a talk about how this day would go. And everything seemed fine. He knew who would be on stage with him. He knew what he would say for his speech. And an issue of his wardrobe came up. He said to me, you know, the only thing that's missing is my white suit. And I'm thinking, white suit? I didn't even realize that was a part of the ordeal. I had no idea. But he said he had to have a white suit. Now, me, being me, I have always been a bit more modest, a bit more quiet in my approach. I'm going somewhere with this. Now, hold on to this. I've always been a bit more quiet in my approach. So coming up, I was that person that you didn't really see coming. I was that person who never really spoke about what I was going to do. I was that person who honestly dimmed my light and almost was afraid to shine bright. I was almost afraid to be bold because I was always thinking how it would make someone else feel. I was always thinking I didn't want someone else to feel like I am trying to make them feel or look bad because of what I know and because of how I'm able to do things and because of how I execute things, right? So, of course, quite naturally, I tried to talk him out of it. I felt like it wasn't necessary. You know, you show up in an all-white suit. What? It's a signing day. This is your moment because you're signing and moving on to the next phase of your life. You don't have to show up in an all-white suit. You don't have to show up in suede shoes. You don't have to show up, you know, putting on a show. Okay, so we went back and forth with this for about 2 weeks, you know, and he stood firm on the fact that he just had to have a white suit. Okay, long story short, it happened. All right, he showed up today at signing day, walked into the auditorium, and when he walked into that auditorium, he was applauded by his peers. I mean, they literally stood up. They stood up, they clapped for him, they yelled his name out because of the way he showed up. Okay. Hold on to that. Because of the way he showed up. All right. Now, all these young men look nice. And so I have to give that to them. But he knew exactly how he wanted to look. And so that time came when he had to get on the stage. And he had to give his speech about how he would move forward and, you know, give gratitude and his thanks to everyone. And he began to talk about his vision. He began to reflect on every detail of this day that he had already seen in his dreams years prior to. Okay? He began to talk about how it would happen and him always imagining the feeling he would have when it happened. And it was in that moment where I realized that is why he had to have on a white suit. He had to have on a white suit, not just for the show, but he had to have on a white suit because he had seen it already before. That's what I wanted you to catch. He had seen it already before, years prior to, in his dream. When he saw this moment happening, when he saw himself signing, he had worked out every detail in his dream. He knew who would be standing by his side. He knew what he would say when he gave his speech. He knew what he would wear when he signed on that paperwork. That white suit, those suede shoes, they were a part of his intimate, vivid vision. And so him seeing that happen and not having on what he was adorned in or dressed in his dream, it didn't feel like it was complete. I got it when he was speaking. He didn't say those words verbatim, but I realized in that moment, my God, everything that I discuss and everything that I teach and try to live by in terms of manifestation, having a vision, knowing exactly the life that you want to live, knowing exactly how you want to feel each and every day, living the life that you dream and desire because you are attached and are a part of your dreams. This young man was literally embodying that. And I smiled. I smiled in that moment because I got it. The white suit was a detailed part of his dreams, guys. His dreams. Without that white suit, it wasn't his dream. So here's the lesson. Here's the lesson. Years prior to signing, my son dreamed of signing to play at a college program at a high major level. But he didn't just have that desire. Because see, the thing is, we all have desire. Desires are nothing. Having a desire is innate. We all have that. It's innate. So we all have a desire. There's something that we all want. The thing is that most of our desires are not matched by a vivid vision. And it's not matched by allowing yourself to embody and to catch feelings for that desire. You have to get to a point where that desire is desired so much that it becomes a part of your emotional DNA. That it has to be so much a part of you that when you see it, you shriek. It has to be so much a part of you that you smile in your vision when you see it. It has to be so much a part of you that you literally get chill bumps when you think about it happening, because in your mind it's already happening. So that when you're met with that opportunity, all you're doing is stepping into it. You have to know exactly what you want. And see, that's the thing. Most of us have no idea exactly what we want. We miss out on the details. We miss out on the details. My phone is ringing. But the details is what takes us closer towards our dream. Right? You wouldn't write a letter to someone and send a decoded alphabet and expect them to decode it and figure out what you're trying to say. Right? Hold on. So it's the same concept with your dreams. You have to know indefinitely and in detail exactly what you want. And it doesn't stop there. You have to then give yourself a blueprint. You have to tell your mind every single day what it is that you want. And then you have to go from wanting it to living in it, to already having it, already possessing that thing every single day, to the point where you are living with that thing as if you already have it. You talk like you have it. You walk like you have it. You take actions like you already have it. It's in that moment that you're going to begin to steer those events closer to you. And that's exactly what he did. What was missing was the suit he desired. Everything else he'd worked for. But what made that so much more real was the fact that he needed to have on exactly what he dreamed of, because now his dreams are real. He had to literally embody it. And that's what so many of us have to do. We have to allow ourselves to imagine the life that we want to live. Every single day, it is time out for simply surviving. It's time out for that. Simply surviving brings you misery. And your bills are getting paid, but you're miserable inside. And you wake up in the morning shaking your head without any guidance, without any enthusiasm, because you're just about to do life again. You're going to just so happen to live life again, doing the same old thing. Life is more than that. And so we owe it to ourselves to understand how the mind works. Everything that I have studied in regards to how the mind works, it starts It starts. Everyone who has had a dream and is living the life they desire, the one thing they had in common is that they knew exactly what they wanted. And they never parted from it, no matter how the reality looked. They never separate themselves from what they wanted. They never just said, okay, well, it's hard. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I'm 40 years old and it's too late for me to start. I've been doing this for too long now. I can't do it. And they throw in the towel. They never saw it not happening. They woke up every single day pursuing that thing. Not pursuing a job just to get by. They woke up every single day pursuing the dream that was inside of them. That's what fueled them. They had vivid detail on what they wanted, how it would look when they had that thing, how it would look when they made the movie, how it would look when they wrote the book, how it will feel when they got that money in their hand, how it will feel to be healthy and youthful and vibrant, how it will feel to finish that race, that marathon. They embodied how it would feel long before it actually happened. That's manifestation. So when I talk about you designing the life that you want to live, I mean you truly are the designer. The pen or the needle is in your hand every single day. Every single day, the needle is in your hand. It's threaded. And your job is to create that framework every single day of the life that you want to embody. But you have to know what that life looks like. And no one can tell you that except you. But that's the beauty of what God gave us. That's the beauty in it. Because we didn't come with a book that says, okay, Yashika Cherry, this is exactly what you're going to do. All right, Sally, this is exactly what you're going to do. Bob, this is exactly what you're going to do. We have the freedom, the gift, the power to say how we want it to look and then to create it using what we have. That's the power. So my charge to you is to start by knowing how you want your life to look. Start there. Start by allowing yourself to visualize, and please do not just visualize. You owe it to your life to write that down. I know that sounds cliche. I know it does, but it's time to start practicing this. It's time for you to start seeing that this actually works. With work, it actually works. And you have to make this your life's mission. Bob Proctor said something so profound. If you have not heard of Bob Proctor, look him up right now. Bob Proctor said that when he discovered the power of the mind and the point and the power that we have to literally manifest anything that we desire from our thoughts, then he became devoted to the work. He became devoted to a lifetime of daily personal growth. That's a long sentence. A lifetime of daily personal growth. That's the program. We do something for a little while, and when we don't see it, we stop. But you have to know that whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to be committed to working every single day. The work is in visualizing every day. The work is in taking time out to know exactly what you want and then spending time with your vision every single day. Don't just write it and leave it alone. Don't just write it and leave it on the table. Write it, visit it every single day. Go live there. Go play there. Allow your mind to be fixated in that place that you want to go and that place you want to be and that life you want to live, and live there right now where you are. Allow your emotions to get involved. That's the power, because once your emotions get involved, once you start feeling good about it, you are that much closer to that thing manifesting. Now, when I say feelings, I mean feeling good or feeling bad, because your feelings have that much power. Feelings and thoughts go hand in hand. So when you get a thought, if that thought is attached to a feeling that is not good, then you are in fact attracting that which is not good. When you have a thought and that thought is attached to a feeling that is great, then you are manifesting and attracting that which is great. So be careful. Your feelings and your thoughts are married. They go hand in hand. And so when you are trying to create the life that you desire, you have to start by knowing exactly what you want. Too many of us have no idea exactly what we want. If I ask you right now, what do you want? Most of you will say, I don't know. And I get it. And I thought I had it until I began to really, really study this thing. Most of you will say, I don't know. But here's the thing where I don't know. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is saying, well, I don't know. I don't know how things are going to turn out. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I have to go to work. I don't know. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I know I have to go to the grocery store later and get some groceries for these kids. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but my daughter has practice today. And then you become a robot to that design. Because a mind with no direction is a mind without power. Okay? So you're doing yourself much more of an injustice by not knowing where you're steering the ship being your life. Okay? So, I want you to think about that. I want you starting by designing your end. Begin with the end in mind. Take time out to sit down and allow yourself to write out exactly how you want your life to be. What type of lifestyle do you want to embody? Lifestyle has much more to do with just the watches and the cars and the houses. It's the attitude you want to embody. It's the behavior. It's the economic scale. It's the health. It's the feeling. Your lifestyle is all of that. So think about what type of lifestyle you want to embody. Write it down. Be as vivid as you can be. Be as bold as you can be. Do not think in terms of your bank account. Do not think in terms of how you live right now. Do not think in terms of your current health. Do not think in terms of your current feelings. Because you know what? None of that is void. Because when you begin to practice this and start to reprogram your mind, the only thing your mind's going to know is what you're telling it every day. We want to make sure we're telling our mind where we want to go every single day. We want to make sure we're telling our minds who we want to be every single day in vivid detail. So when you're met with a moment and you know you need your white suit because it was a part of your vivid dream, you can say, hold on, this isn't it. This isn't the life that I designed. I need this thing to be a part of it. That gives you power. That makes you the true essence of God. That's who we are. So take a moment to do it. Write it down. Be vivid. All right. And then we're going to walk through how to make this thing happen every single day. All right. But I wanted you to be able to lay down tonight because it's a perfect time to set your dreams in place. You're about to lay down anyway. It's a perfect time to give your mind instructions on what you want, how you want to dream, how you want to go into sleep. Perfect time. All right? Live well. I'll see you on the other side.